Finally, I believe we have life. Sorry if you've been live and you've been waiting the past 20 minutes. I apologize. I have no idea what was going on. I just know the last stream link went dead. It wouldn't connect to my Streamlabs and to my laptop. From the bottom of my heart, I really apologize for the past 15 minutes. And I want to thank you so very much for being here early and ready and live for the Cincinnati Bengals mock draft 2021 version 1 from your boy Drew Collins. Now, getting that out the way, if you're new around here, hello, my name is Drew Collins. This is my DCTV Bengals network. I have the very best infotainment on all Cincinnati Bengals news, and if that's something you're interested in, becoming a part of the DCTV family and Who Dey Nation, which you're probably already a part of, all you gotta do is hit the subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoyed, spread it to your friends, your family, your other Bengals fans, your Bengals group chats, Bengals content creators. And I'd really appreciate that. Now, obviously, you see the title of today's stream, Cincinnati Bengals 2021 mock draft. I'm going to be doing it alongside you guys. This is really my first time ever doing a mock draft, so please bear with me. The biggest thing I want you guys to do is get active in that comment section, live and post-production. If you disagree, agree, let me know. Same thing in post-production in that comment section. After you watch this, if you're not watching this live, next time hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button, and you won't miss me. Because I'll give you a notification. But nonetheless, the whole point of this activity is to let me hear Cincinnati's voice and all you Bengals fans, what your guys' thoughts are. Now, I'm going to try my best at this. Like I said, I've really got no experience in doing mock drafts. In fact, this is my first ever mock draft ever. I had to ask many people in my Discord. Shout out to my Discord. If you want to join that, it's the third link in the description. Yeah, join that. 100 plus Bengals fans. All we do is talk Bengals football all day, every day, and it's a free group chat. So I think as we got that way, got one more thing. Follow me on my social medias, especially my Twitter and my Instagram. We got a jersey giveaway coming very, very soon. As soon as the Bengals release those jerseys, I'll be doing a jersey giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, and then follow me on my Twitter. I might do a few other things, but as of right now, that's all it is. I'm just waiting for the Bengals to release those jerseys, and I'll be giving one of you beautiful people a free Bengals jersey of your choice. Yeah, we got that all the way. Shout out to my recent donator, Drake. Shout out to my recent subscriber, Jay Cook. Shout out to all 2,000 plus of you subscribing. And shout out to my fam member, Buzz, supporting me monthly. So let me give a few shout outs to some people that were early here in the chat live before I get into things. I want to give a shout out to VCG, C. Griner, Die Hard, JT, Lil Josh, Dennis, Chris, Rocket, and all you guys that were here early and ready, I highly, highly appreciate it. We already had like 23 likes before my stream even started, the last one. So I want to thank you guys, because I usually don't get that many visitors before the stream. I had to stream up hours before I streamed, and I saw that by doing that, you guys were already, linking with that video. So I want to appreciate you. I want to just thank you very much for that. And I'm so sorry about the the problems that I ran into. But nonetheless, let me go ahead and post on my social medias that I'm live real quick. I usually do this before, but I planned on starting on time, ran into some stupid stuff, and now we here are a little bit late. So I'm going to go ahead and post on my social medias, which you guys have been following like crazy, over 400 followers on Twitter. A lot of you have been recent, and even the Instagram is growing as well. So I really appreciate all the support from you guys. And I honestly am super thrilled for this jersey giveaway. I literally can't wait for it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and post on my socials real quick that I am live, and then we're going to get straight into things, guys. Before I get into it, is PFF the best mock draft to use? Because I've talked to majority of people in my Discord, and they said PFF is the best website to use. Anybody got any other suggestions? Because if not, I'm just going to go straight into a PFF mock draft, and we'll get things started here. I hope everybody's having a beloved Tuesday, March 23rd. And I want to say, if you are watching this post-production, this is Tuesday, March 23rd. So I am going to be doing multiple of these, but like I said, this is my first, and things can change tomorrow and all the way up to the draft. The Bengals can continue to sign, they could sign Trey Turner, Nick Easton. They could draft some offensive linemen, and that's going to change my mind in the draft. Or they could sign a receiver, and I would maybe not pick a receiver in the draft. So I just want you to know that this is March 23rd, 2021. This is who I'm picking at this time of day, okay? So if you are a post-production and it's like one day before the draft and Bengals have made all these moves, and you're like, oh, what is this kid doing? This is where we at the time of day of when you're watching this stream. Thank you very much. All right. What's up, Michael? I shared this video on Facebook. Hey, let's get a round of applause for Michael. I appreciate that, man. What's up, John Langton? Yo, yo, yo. What's up, man? Houday. Shout out to all the people. Tay Supreme. Kyle Pitts needs to go to the Bengals. Hey, we're about to get into it. John says Chase. Hey, you guys get active in that comment section right now. Who you want the Bengals to draft that pick? Because we're about to do that. We're about to do that right now. Let me know who you think the Bengals should pick. Obviously, top 3 going into this draft as of right now. It's Penei Sewell, and then you got Kyle Pitts, and then you got Jamar Chase, the former, Joe Burrow's former teammate. Those are the top 3 that every single Bengals fan is talking about. Obviously, it could be deflected on who else we get in free agency, and then who gets chosen before the Bengals get to pick at the number 5 selection spot. Obviously, the Dolphins are probably going to take one of those 3 guys, either Penei or I've heard them taking a receiver. I've heard them talking about Jamar Chase. Penei is what I've seen. So we got to remind ourselves that, we got to, choose whoever's on the board at that point. I would highly doubt that all 3 of these guys are going to be on the board when the Bengals are up to pick. And if they are, well, we got lucky. All right. Who we saying? Pitts, Sewell, Pitts, Chase, Pitts or Chase. Dude, this is why I wanted to do this stream. It's because there's so much. Everybody wants somebody else. You know what I mean? One person wants Chase, the next person wants Pitts, the next person wants, Penei. So if you're watching this post-production, you might want to skip forward a couple of minutes when we actually get into things. I might leave a timestamp in the comment section. If not, just skip forward until we get to the draft. But yeah, I mean, this is what's making this draft so fun. And this is why I'm going to do it multiple times leading up to the draft. Like I said, this is my first one. I'm going to be doing multiple of these because, this draft, somebody might get chosen before, and the next draft, that person might not get picked before us. So, there's going to be so many different options heading into this draft that who knows who the Bengals are going to have at that selection. Will the Bengals trade back? Some people have talked about that. I think it's highly unlikely because the Bengals just don't trade very often in the draft. I think most people know that. But hey, man, the Bengals are signing more players in the past 2 seasons than the past other decade of my entire life. So, this isn't the same old Bengals. Or at least it's not looking like it. The management moves they're making. It's a very intrigued, on-topic Bengals team who's making a lot of moves, unlike, what they've been known for in the past couple of decades. Very interesting. And this is why it's such a good time to be a Bengals fan right now. And Houday Nation, you guys are doing a great job on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You guys are doing a great job of really showing your Houday pride. I want to give props to you guys before we get into things. I'm going to just comment real quick on my Facebook, and we're going to get straight into it. I promise. All right. I'll link it to my Facebook to my YouTube, and we're going to hop right into it. Does anybody have the link for the PFF that I can use? All right. All right, let's get straight into it. I can't wait any longer. All right, so PFF is what we're saying. Draft Penei to protect Burrow. You guys are going crazy. Let's get into it. So I think mock draft NFL, and then it should be PFF, correct? Drake, do you have the link? All right, it's 2021 NFL mock draft simulator. Select your team's Bengals. Okay. And then let me go ahead and see if I can put this on the screen for you folks. Everyone having a good Tuesday today. A lot of Bengals news today. I was unexpecting of it. But how are we feeling today? We having a good day in Cincinnati. It was a pretty beautiful day, 60 degrees plus, partly cloudy. But for the most part, it was a beautiful day out. Shatters of rain there, then and there. But let's see. I think we need media source or let's see, scene. Oh no, browser source. Let's add source. Mock draft. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I might have to block something here, folks. What should I do? Should I just block my ugly face? Should I? Let me think of a setup here. You think this will be good right here? And then, yeah, I think this should be fine. Let me know how you guys like that or if I should move it more. But I think for the most part, that should be good. All right, so here we are. How's this look? Is this good or you want me to change it? Is this good or no? I'll stay over here to the side. Is this good or you want me to change it? How are we feeling about this? Guys, if you're in here, smash that like button, Houday Nation. I'd really appreciate the more likes. Hey, the more love, baby. Block the face. I'll make it full screen if you want. But do you want to see my reaction to me talking as well as this? Be honest, guys. Let me know. Like I said, it's my first time doing this, so I'll do whatever you guys want the most. What are we thinking? Move it up a tad. It's good for me. Good for me. Okay. Okay, so it should be perfect. It should fit the screen perfectly. That's good. That's good. Now we need face. All right. All right. All right. I want the reaction. All right, cool. We'll keep it like this. We'll keep it. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you guys. I'll squeeze right here. And we'll make this logo a little smaller. Oh, that's not what I want. Let me move this logo. I appreciate you guys hanging on with me and, realizing that this is my first mock draft. But this is exactly why I wanted to do it live, so I could hear you guys could help me along. I'm going to be honest on what I'm best, what I'm good at and, things I'm not so good at. And I think that's the beautiful thing of being able to do this live. But even the people who are watching this post-production, hey, we love you too, man. We love you too. Okay, here we go. Let's shrink this a little bit. Perfect. All right. I think we're going to roll with this. We're going to finally get into things. So, okay. Let's see who we got here. So, we're going to select our teams. We got Cincinnati Bengals, and we're doing this on the Pro Football Focus 2021 NFL Mock Draft Simulator. If you want to do this for yourself, let's check out our settings right here. Speed, we'll slow it down. We're in no rush. I don't know. I'm not really sure on settings. We'll do 7 rounds. We'll go with that. So Cincinnati Bengals enter a draft. So we are entering the draft, folks. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be on clock for the first pick here. We're going to see who they take. Obviously, we all know who they're going to take in real life, and that is Trevor Lawrence. We all know they're taking Trevor Lawrence. Come on now. Trevor Lawrence is going to go number 1. We all know that. People are trying to make ties to Justin Fields. Ohio State coach, Ohio State player. Yeah. We all know who it's going to be. Okay, well, hold on. We got a bunch of subscribers. Shout out to people joining the family. Look at the people joining the family. Can we get some spam in the chat? Shout out Connor Johnson, Check Williams, all these people joining the family. Thank you for joining the DCTV family. All right, back to this, though. All right, we're going to start the draft here, folks. Here we go. So they're going to take Trevor Lawrence. Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. Micah Parsons to the Jets. And Panay goes number 4 to the Falcons. Very, very interesting right here. Okay. So there you have in this draft simulator. There you have it. You got to be able to see that. So Trevor Lawrence 1, Zach Wilson to the Jets at 2, Micah Parsons 3. He went really, really early, but I'm pretty sure he just had an insane draft day. Let me know if that was him or not. I know some linebacker, shout out to Drake Berry on the Discord, but sent me a crazy draft day. Let me know if that was him or a different linebacker. That is the highest I've seen a linebacker go on many mock drafts. But then Panay goes to the Atlanta Falcons, number 4. I've also seen the Falcons talk about going, Justin Fields, Atlanta kid, bring him there, whatever. I've seen them, getting the next successor to Matt Ryan. Release Matt Ryan after this year because of the way he reconstructed his contract. But looks like they're going to go and protect Matt Ryan for the next season. Oh, it's not showing it? Okay, hold on. I think I know why. Great catch. Hold on. What? It won't show it? What? This is ridiculous. Oh, come on. I think I know why. It's really not going to show it? That's crazy. Hold on. Let me figure this out. Maybe I got to use a different mock draft simulator. Man, now I'm really going to have to. All right. Let me go on a different mock draft simulator and see if a different one will work. I apologize. Hey, hang with me. I said it's my first time doing a mock draft. I warned you. I'm gonna try a different one. I'm not sure why it's not showing the page. It's kind of weird. Okay. The teams you're drafting for. Cool. Start draft. All right, let me see if this page will work. Why won't it? Ah, man. If anybody knows anything about computers and lets me know and knows why it's not letting me show it, let me know. Now it's showing ads. Come on. I might have to do it the boring way. Or not the not so fun way and pull it up on my computer right here. And then you guys look after that, which isn't going to be as fun. I know. The leaderboard. Hey, man, if there's one thing I learned in life at 19 years old, life is never gonna, at first try, life usually doesn't go your way, but it's just how you can react to the situation, the adversity. So I'm trying some different mock draft simulators and seeing if it will show. I'm not sure why it's not bringing up the website. Just say Chase. I'm gonna have to break it to you, man. If there's some other options there, I'm probably not taking Chase. Say what? Yeah. All right, I think I got a good one. Let's see. Say what? All right, let's draft. Man, shout out to you guys hanging in with me and not giving me a tough time. I apologize, but hey, I warned you guys. That was my first time doing a mock draft. Yeah, so what it's doing, it's not updating the website. Like when I go to a new page, it's just that first page of the website on all of them. So I think I know another way I could possibly do this. I'm gonna try a different way. think if I go to media source. Let's see. Oh, it has to be a local file. That's no good. No, the website shows up, but the problem in it's only showing up the first page of the website. You know what I mean? Like when I click on to start the draft and it reloads a new page on the website, it won't show that new page for some reason. It's only going to show that first page, and I'm honestly not too sure why. Oh, window capture. Hold on, hold on. I think I got it. I think I got it. I think I got it. I don't want to hype anybody's head, but I think this might be it. Oh, maybe not. Did we get it? I think we got it. We got it. Yeah. We get a round of applause. We got it, folks. Thank you for hanging in with me. It's all going to be worth that, I promise. We got it. We got it. We got it. You see this, beautiful people? We got it. We got it on screen, and it's refreshing. We got it, people. Hell yeah. And I'm telling you, there's going to be many more mock drafts coming, so we won't have to go through these headaches in future mock drafts. So if there's one good thing we can take out of this, it's that right there. All right, you beautiful people. Oh, it's moving. Yeah. Yeah. Can we get some hoo-days in the chat, baby? Can we get some hoo-days in the chat? Get some hoo-days in the chat, man. Thank you guys for being, waiting for me. All right, so let's take a look at the board here. So as you guys can see, they took Trevor Lawrence at number 1, as expected. I think there's about a 99% chance Trevor Lawrence goes 1. If anybody disagrees, let me know. Zach Wilson, number 2, which I think is, a lot of people are saying that lately, that the Jets, Sam Darnold, man, just a few months ago, his market was pretty damn big. I mean, people were talking about trading mid-round to late-round picks for this guy, and, him going to the Patriots, him going to the Texans, him going here, this, where. He's a pretty big market, and just a few weeks later, it's like, I guess he's only fitted for a backup job. So I've seen a lot of Zach Wilson going to the Jets. And then number 3, this is what I was talking about earlier. We have Micah Parsons going number 3 to the Dolphins. How do we feel about that? I mean, that's pretty crazy. I don't know about a linebacker that high in the draft. Is there anybody high on Micah Parsons like that? Or do you guys think he won't go that high? Pretty interesting. And then at number 4, you got Panay. So I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. Like I said, the day of this stream, it is March 23rd, 2021. And if the draft was right now and free agency ended with the roster that we have at the Cincinnati Bengals or in the Cincinnati Bengals organization, this is what I would do. Are you ready? Let's go. Here's what I would do. I would call Panay and his agent and put him on the line, and I'm the Bengals owner. Hey, Panay, we really like your talent. We would love for you to be the future tackle for the Cincinnati Bengals organization. We would really want to draft you, but we have one question for you. That question being, would you be able to play guard this season, and then after next season be able to move you back to your tackle position if you wanted, to make you feel more comfortable? Oh, you can? Okay, we're going to draft you with the number 5 spot, and welcome to Cincinnati. In the call. That is what I would do, because Zach Taylor has already stated that he is not moving Jonah Williams and he's not moving Riley Reiff. Even Riley Reiff came on in this press conference and said, hey man, I got signed and I got paid to play tackle. And he already said he's not moving Jonah Williams. So that means he's only going to pick guards and centers. And if Panay is able to play his first year at guard, and then if he wants to move back to tackle after next season, when, let's be honest, most likely Riley Reiff is going to walk after this 1-year deal and get paid elsewhere. It's just, he could come back, but that's probably what's going to happen. Let's be honest. And then he can, we can throw him back in that position, and it could be it could be huge for us. So I want to let you guys know right now, even though we don't have the chance to pick Panay in this draft because he got drafted before at our spot at number 5, he got chosen number 4. That is who I would pick. Does anybody not agree with that? Disagree? Agree? Let me know in the comment section, your whole thought on that. But if that was me, that is 110% what I would do right there at pick 5. Hey, man, can you play guard? Oh, you can? Okay, we're going to draft you. We're going to play you at guard this season. Next season, you'll get back at your spot and tackle. Anybody like the idea of that or no? I mean, if you totally disagree with that, I will respect your decision. Someone says Pitts, Chase. That's a great idea, says B. Gill. Anybody? No. Okay, so what I want in the chat, put thumbs up or thumbs down if you like that idea or not. And be honest. Thumbs up or thumbs down. If Panay is there and the draft was today with the offensive line we have, would you pick Panay? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I'll give you a minute or two, then we'll get into this. Waddle, no Slater. I can't argue. Makes sense. Thumbs up. We got a bro sign. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Thumbs down says Keegan. Fat Weirdo up. C. Griner up. Dom up. Ian said thumbs down. Rocket News thumbs up. This Die Hard says we need corners. Yeah, I don't know if corners are most needed. I think people totally forgot about Trey Waynes. One guy gets injured, and I guess we just need to take his spot, right? All right, so looks like we got about an 80 to 20% thumbs up to thumbs down. So with this being in mind, we obviously has 2 options. We got Jamar Chase out of Louisiana State University, the former teammate of Joe Burrow, having that team chemistry and come on that quick guy, good route running, good hands. I mean, the guy is a burner. He can play outside with T. Higgins. They can mirror each other. And then Tyler Boyd can play the slot where he's best slot receiver in the league. Give me a hell yeah in the chat for some Tyler Boyd love. Or we could draft 6'6", 240. Florida Gator, Kyle Pitts, and a tight end like we've never seen before, ever in the NFL draft. A guy that has, subpar blocking, but a guy that can go out and moss anybody at any corner. He's too big for corners. He's too big for safeties. He's too big for linebackers. He is a mismatch nightmare unlike anybody else. People see him and they think Travis Kelce. No one can guard him. They think the best tight ends in the league because they're so unguardable. Kyle Pitts could be that. But do you want to draft tight end at pick number 5? I read a stat not too long ago that there hasn't been a round 1 tight end that's lived up to the success in like 2 decades. Like, it's been a long time since a tight end that was drafted number 1 has lived up to a number 1 number 1 role. I see Pitts, Chase. Pitts is special. Chase says Rocket News. Get it? I want you guys to spam it in the chat right now. Pitts or Chase? Pitts or Chase? If this was your pick, you are with the Brown family. You're up there with that guy right there, Mike Brown. You're sitting there like, hey, Mike, let me pick this one. And you call one of these players on the line, and you're informing them to come to Cincinnati to help win games with Joe Burrow, the Ohio legend. Who would you pick? Chase or Pitts? You can only pick one. I want to see it in the chat right now. We got JT says Chase. Brandon says Chase. Keegan says Pitts. Weirdo says Pitts. Slater. JT says he wants offensive lineman. You also, that could be your big thing. Okay, Panay is not there. Do we want to draft Slater early? I see some Slater. Pitts. Chase. Pitts. Chase. Johnny says Pitts. Brandon says Chase. Pitts says ALCR. You guys are going crazy. Brandon says Chase. Pitts. Wow, there's a lot of Chase. There's a lot of Pitts. Buzz says Pitts. Corey says Pitts. Wow. And now here's what I'm honest with you guys, okay? I already told you what I said about Panay. Hold on, this is for the This is for the stream. We're live right now. Mock draft. Come say what's up. Move over. We are live right now on YouTube. Draft and mock draft. Come say what's up, baby. All right, I see a lot of Chase. I see a lot of Pitts. I says a lot of Slater. First, I'll address the Slater situation. Honestly, if Panay is not there, I'm probably not reaching for another lineman unless you can trade down and get some more value from it. I like Slater. Very few people have picked Slater over Panay. I think they're both great talents and they're both going to be great futures for whatever team they are. But if this was me, Panay is off the board. You have to go Chase or Pitts. I really like Chase because, he has the chemistry with Burrow. He's going to come in and he's going to take reps from A.J. Green. A.J. Green's gone. You need someone to fill in some of those reps. A.J. Green, although the stat sheet wasn't off, jumping off the charts, he racked up a lot of double teams, and those double teams allowed our other, receivers to free up and have single coverage and make big plays. Well, you bring in a guy like this, Jamar Chase can really hit on that outside, and he can mirror T. Higgins. We can have our two future receivers at outside, and then obviously have one of the best slot receiver in football, Tyler Boyd, be comfortable in that slot position. So it really helps Burrow really milk out who he wants to throw across the field to. That is why I'm so intrigued to Jamar Chase. But with that being said, I just don't think I can pass up Pitts, man. I mean, you look at the teams that have the top 5 tight ends in the league, and almost every single one of those teams have a lot of success in their offense. Why? Because they are just security blankets. I mean, you could say Jamar Chase is a security blanket, but not like a tight end. You can't have a security blanket like the top 5 tight ends in the league are. They are just so big. They're just mismatch nightmares for teams. Teams have to plan around these best tight ends in the league. The Travis Kelce's, the Mark Andrews. I mean, you guys who know who the top 5 I'm talking about, like, they're just so rare. Yes, there's so many top receivers, but you throw in a double coverage and you're most likely going to shut them down. What, besides the top 5 receivers? But you can't do that with the tight end because they're so damn big. And not even the fact that this guy just ran a 4.46. He ran a 4.46 and he's 6'6". It's unbelievable. I know there's the talk that it's his agent with the stopwatch, which I actually found pretty funny. With these unofficial, they're official but unofficial because of COVID. There's not a combine. His agent was holding a stopwatch. But I mean, it's just so rare, man. I mean, you hear all these guys. We've never seen anybody like him who is that big but so fast. I mean, I've also read some articles like don't pick the eye candy. Don't pick the eye candy. The eye candy never works. The Johnny Manziels, the Tim Tebow's, all the people that this, that, but like, it is just so hard to not love what he brings. I was watching his highlights, man. He's gonna have to improve on his blocking, but you guys need to understand the Bengals offensive system and Zach Taylor. How often are we running 3, 4, or 5 out? Like 75, 80+% of the game. We rarely line up 2 tight end, 3 tight end, 6 linemen. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not Zach Taylor offense. And matter of fact, I don't really think it's Joe Burrow offense. So you might be like, okay, where are you getting at that with? Jamar Chase, you could still line him out there. You're totally correct. You're totally correct with that. But Kyle Pitts, you can line him up on the line, or you can line him up in space. 30% of his routes in Florida, he lined up outside by himself all the way on the sideline to the right side of the field as a tight end. This guy is basically a receiver. So to be able to have a guy that can do both, I mean, it's just speechless. And there's not many guys in the league that can do that. I mean, even if he doesn't live up to that much of the hype, and he only becomes of like a half of what Kelce is, I mean, that's still going to be one hell of a player. One hell of a player, man. And I know it's tough. Tight end this early. Yeah, blah, blah. He's the eye candy. But I just don't know if I could pass him up if he was there and Panay is gone. A guy who can line up on the line and break off from the line, or a guy who can line out outside, a guy that can out inside. And the thing why I think I just like Kyle Pitts so much over Chase at this point is just because when teams come to Cincinnati and they got them circled on their schedule, and they're like, okay, what is going to be our game plan against these Bengals? They're not going to go first off and think Jamar Chase, oh, we got to stop this guy. This guy's their best receiver, this and that. No, we got T. Higgins. We got Tyler Boyd. They're going to think Tyler Boyd before anybody else. And then they're probably going to think T. Higgins. And then they're probably going to think Jamar Chase. But with the tight end positions, they're not circling CJ Uzomah, who's coming off an Achilles injury, going, oh, man, that's a matchup nightmare. Or they're definitely not signing the damn Drew Sample on the schedule. But that's what you do when you have someone like Kyle Pitts, because he's not an ordinary tight end. He's not going to only line up on the offensive line and just block and run these little slant routes. No, he can hit that deep coverage and moss corners and get behind safeties with his 4.6 or his 4.46 speed. He can go up over two guys. I mean, I think why I like him so much is because he's just going to draw so much double teams. They're going to have to put a linebacker and a corner on him, or a corner and a safety. He's just going to draw so much attention. It's going to free up the receivers we already have. It's going to free up T. Higgins, who we drafted in the second round last year, people. The second round, the first pick of the second round. Basically a first round pick. Don't forget about T. Higgins. It's going to free up Tyler Boyd over the slot. I'm not saying Jamar Chase won't draw double teams, but not nearly as much as, you know, my man Kyle Pitts is going to do. So I hope people understand that situation. But March 23rd, 2021, Panay is off the board, and it's down to Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts. I'm going to have to take Kyle Pitts. If you would disagree, please leave your why you disagree in the comment section, not just on live, but the post-production comment section. Please leave your comment in there. If you got to copy it and paste it once the stream goes up, please do that. I would love to see your reasons, and I read every single comment. So please let me know if you think if we should trade back and draft Slater. I'm also like that. Like I said, this isn't my only mock draft. I'm going to be doing multiple of these leading up to the draft. So I need to read your guys' comments, because the more knowledge you guys feed me, the more knowledgeable I'm going to feel on the entire situation. And who knows, I could trade, I might change this pick next week, the week after, whenever I do this. So as Houday Nation and DCTV family, I hope you guys understand my choice here. All right, Kyle Pitts. How do I select this on this simulator? You're on the clock. Okay. We're going to pull this up, and here we go. So this is who it's saying. Do we bring in Justin Fields? Justin Fields out of The Ohio State University. Gee. Yeah, no, not here. And it's still surprising Justin Fields is still on this board, but I guess you could slap down. Obviously, you have Jamar Chase after that, and then they got Jalen Waddle ranked higher than Devontae Smith. How do you guys feel about that? And honestly, that's another reason why I'm kind of surprised the Dolphins took who they did right here, is because, you know, you got two Alabama receivers. You can pair them up with your Alabama quarterback and Tua Tagovailoa, if they even still believe in him, which at this point, I'm not even sure if they still do. So that's kind of surprising. You got two guys that you could pair up, that Alabama. But here I am picking Kyle Pitts over Jamar Chase, who out of LSU. So who am I to say? You know what I mean? And I see some of you saying trade back and get a tackle, which, you know, I think we're going to address this in the next few rounds. But right here, baby, we got Kyle Pitts. Can we read some stats on him? This summary out of says, I'm not a fan of drafting tight ends early, but calling Pitts a tight end is selling him short. If we were solely a receiver, Pitts would be in range because of his ability to beat on one-on-one coverage. You hear it there. He's going to be a mismatch nightmare. He's going to bring in so much attention from other corners in every defense we play, every AFC North, every NFC teams, AFC. It don't even matter. Everybody we're going to play, they're going to have to double this man. It's going to free up our other receivers that we already have. T. Higgins, pick 33 last year. Let's go ahead and pick the man. So we picked Kyle Pitts. They're going to take Jalen Waddle. They're going to go Patrick. They're going to Trayvon. Trey Lance to the Broncos. Devonta Smith to the Cowboys. So adding on to their receiver core. Justin Fields to the Giants. And so Jamar Chase is going to fall all the way down to the 12th spot after we decided not to pick him. And he's going to go to the 49ers. Looks like we got Rashawn Slater going to the Minnesota Vikings. And here's the rest of these picks. The guys going fast. Looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get Kyle Trask. I'm a fan of that, man. Do you guys like Kyle Trask? You know, we got to talk about the Steelers' future, man. And, you know, do you think Kyle Trask will be able to be the Big Ben successor? What are your thoughts on that, Houday Nation? Give me Chase all day, says John. Joe probably wants Chase. And you guys are making very solid points. I mean, at the end of the day, just like the rest of this free agency, they're going to put the ball in Joe Burrow's court. And it's probably going to be who Joe Burrow wants. And Joe Burrow, you know, he might be like, hey, baby, give me that LSU connection if I'm not going to get an offensive line here and the offensive linemen are gone. And he might sit around and say, you know, hey, I want my guy Jamar Chase. You guys could totally be correct. I'm not saying you aren't correct. If Pitts doesn't block like a lineman and produce like a Pro Bowl, well, I mean, he's a tight end, so he doesn't have to block like a lineman. But he he does have above average blocking. He just has to work on it. He's just raw at that. You know, he's just not the greatest at it. And he says, and he's not a Pro Bowl receiver. Well, are you assuming Jamar Chase is a Pro Bowl receiver? I mean, I'm not really, you know, I'm not really understanding that argument right there. I mean, none of these guys are set in stone, you know, Rosetta Stone, you know, Pro Bowler right out of the draft. So what are we saying about the Pittsburgh situation? Do you guys think Kyle Trask is the next guy in Pittsburgh? Or do you think they take somebody else there? Like, you know, I think it's a pretty interesting move, but even if it's not in the first round, they got to make a move. They need the successor to Big Ben. Who's going to be that next guy in Pittsburgh? Are they going to address it in free agency in the offseason? Are they going to try to draft somebody this year and start grooming him? Because I think we all know that this is going to be Big Ben's last season in Pittsburgh. So what's your feelings on Kyle Trask? Yes, Tay-Tay, and thank you for this. Pitts is 20 years old. So to say that he has to come in and instantly be a Pro Bowler, that's ridiculous. The kid's 20. You know, I know Panay is 20. That's why I put Panay over all the other linemen. He's 20 years old, just like Pitts. And I'm pretty sure Jamar Chase is young. How Jamar Chase is young too, right? Yeah, Jamar Chase is 21, so it's only a 1-year difference, but still, like, 20 years old, man. I mean, that is just so special. And look, he will probably have to put on some weight. I would assume that he has to come in, and he has to come into the NFL, and he has to put on some weight. I'm sure that's one thing he's going to have to do. You know, you can't be pushing around these 315-pound defensive tackle. Well, I guess he wouldn't be getting defensive tackle, but, you know, these big defensive end nowadays. I mean, you got to be able to put on some muscle weight and, you know, fight with these offensive linemen. Not I'm saying sit back there and block them for 30 seconds, but and to also say that about his blocking, we're going to have CJ Uzomah for at least one more season. I'm assuming if we make this move, CJ Uzomah probably walks next season, or maybe we bring him back on a veteran deal or whatever, like a cheaper deal. Maybe not veteran, but a cheaper deal. So you got to think CJ Uzomah is going to be able to come in and help be that blocking tight end, and, you know, possibly Drew Sample too. I mean, Drew Sample is probably not going to be in the top 20 of Joe Burrow's, you know, receiver selection. So you guys got to keep that in mind. Dave said if they need a QB, they'll trade up. Drake says I think Trask is a boomer bust. They'll draft a QB. Justin, I picked my man Kyle Pitts because Panay was gone off the draft board. And I picked Kyle Pitts. If you guys are in here, please, please, please do me a favor and smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying yourself, join the DCTV family. We're on the road to 3K subs. And everybody that subscribes is going to be entered into a jersey giveaway of the new stripes coming out. The new Bengals jerseys that are coming out very, very soon. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter if you got Twitter. And I'll be doing that jersey giveaway as soon as they release those new jerseys. I'm just posting to my social media real quick. Everybody still having a good Tuesday? Good Tuesday? All right, what are we saying? The Steelers will get Trey Lance. If Trey Lance, you think Trey Lance will fall that? Where did Trey Lance go in our draft? Trey Lance went 9th to the Broncos in this draft. And the Steelers drafted at 24. So yeah, I mean, a lot of you saying that the Steelers might trade up there to actually get a quarterback like Trey Lance. It's very possible. And if there is any Steelers fans that watch this, either live or post-production, let me know your thoughts. I want to hear our other divisional teams, Ravens and Browns. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what your team's going to do in the draft. Obviously, it's the Bengals network, but I still want to hear your guys' thoughts. Looks like the Ravens took Asante Samuel Jr. out of Florida State. Corner. They're going to add to that defense. All right. And wow, it looked like Tampa Bay went with Mac Jones. I haven't seen that one before. Mac Jones, 32nd to the Buccaneers. Looks like that's going to be their next Tom Brady, and it's very interesting, all the Tom Brady comparisons, which I think is total BS. I think that's pretty funny. So anyways, let's get into the draft. So right here, we got Travis. He's gone to the Jaguars. We got Avion Collins, or Avion. I think it's Avion Collins. Shout out to his last name. I like it. Elijah, Gabriel Cox, Elijah Moore, all gone ahead of us. And at pick 38, we are sitting right here. Let's go ahead and see our options, shall we? So here's our BPA, best player available. Looks like we do have a trade option here. The Los Angeles Rams want to offer us looks like their next pick is 57 if they win the trade. But I am not going to do any trades. I'm probably not going to trade, at least right here, I'm not going to trade back. I like where we're at. Looks like we have Tevin Jenkins, tackle out of Oklahoma State. Anybody liking where he's at? Let me know. You guys are going to have to help me out in the second round. We got another receiver right here out of Florida. Samuel Cosme, tackle out of Texas. We got Alex Leatherwood, Texas, tackle out of Alabama, excuse me. I think I definitely want to go offensive lineman here. I either want to go guard or tackle, and I'm not really seeing any guards here. I definitely want to go offensive line here, most likely. And we got a couple options for sure. But it looks like they're all going to be tackles. And let's just say, per se, that the tackle that we select here agrees to play guard for one season. And they can move next season and be the starting tackle after Brent Bart. You know who I'm talking about. Riley Reef. Sheesh, I didn't even look it up. I didn't get a chance to, but you guys know what I meant. After Riley Relief probably leaves next season after his 1-year deal, he could be the next guy. So do you guys think these tackles can play guard, or should we draft a true guard here? What are your guys' thoughts? Drake Berry says Tevin Jenkins or Samuel Cosme. So we got Tevin Jenkins here. Jenkins was a fruit-grown man on the right side for the Cowboys. You don't have to watch too many plays before finding a rep of putting him behind the defender in a turf. He allowed only four pressures on 201 pass blocking snaps that season. For the season, that's big. Hey, Roy, if that's how you feel, man, that's how you feel. Just because the linebackers are fast don't mean they can play coverage. But hey. Or doesn't mean they can stick with the 6'6" guy and not get moss. But hey. I respect I respect it all here. So it looks like Tevin Jenkins or Samuel Cosme. Anybody else agree with that? Take Jenkins or Jenkins. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I completely apologize if it's Jenkins instead of Jenkins. This isn't Madden, bro. Which linebackers run 4-3? Hey, come on, let's get along here. Oh, Leatherwood. So looks like we got 3 here. Am I hearing 3? So we got Jenkins, Leatherwood, and Cosme. Are those the top 3? Don't take Leatherwood. He gives you Bobby Hart vibes. Cosme has been one of the most talented tackles in the country and has improved every single year of his career. He allowed all of 8 pressures and 368 blocking snaps this season. And then Leatherwood, Leatherwood is one of the best run blockers in the country, but still gives us the edge to much to be considered a first rounder. He allowed 15 pressures here, only allowing 10 in 2019. So the reason that turns me on about Leatherwood, is because whoever we draft here, if we draft the tackle, he's going to have to play guard this season or ride the bench behind our 2 tackles, Jonah Williams and Reef now. So the fact that he's a viable, he's a good rushing blocker. Joe Mixon's going to like the sound of that. And the fact that he can switch in the guard, very intriguing. Let me compare the age of these guys. That's one thing I do want to check on before I make my decision. So Leatherwood's 22. It's crazy. These guys are, how much? Samuel Cosme? Cosme's 22. It's crazy. Panay is a whole 2 years younger than these guys. That is just unbelievable. And Tevin is 23. So, I know a year or two is not going to be too devastating, but that just puts it in perspective how talented Panay is to only be 20 years old, and all the players he's going up against is 22, 23, 24 years old. That's just insane. Someone said Vera Tucker or Vera. Man, I'm not even. All right, well, I'm going to stick to these 3. So it looks like a lot of people are saying Cosme over Leatherwood. Okay, so I'll take your word on this draft. I'll scratch off Leatherwood out there. I just like that, he does have that run blocking ability, especially when these guys are probably going to have to come in and play guard the first season if they want to see playing time. So we'll stick between Jenkins and Cosme right here. Rank 26 for 36. Let's give it in the chat. Spam T for Tevin if you want Tevin. Spam S if you want Samuel. And I guess spam A if you want Alex Leatherwood. So their first initial of their name. So if you want Tevin, spam T. If you want Samuel, spam S. And if you want Alex Leatherwood, spam A in the chat. I'm obviously going to take your guys' say in consideration. So spam it up in the chat. So you're telling me Pitts will come in and produce better than Higgins and Boyd? When did I ever say that? I said he would help them produce because of all the attention he would draw. I said that's why I like him a little bit more than Jamar Chase, because he'll draw in more attention. I never once said he's going to come in and have more receiving yards, touchdowns, and receptions. I never said that. You're just pulling words out of my mouth that I never said. I said I like him more than Chase because I think he's going to allow our current receivers to have a better chance to get the ball more. Because of him, Tyler Boyd's going to be open over the slot. T. Higgins is going to be able to hit those routes on the outside because he's going to be drawing that's embarrassing. Because he's going to be able to draw more attention than Chase, in my opinion, as of right now. And you're able to disagree. You're totally okay, but you're just like putting words in my mouth. What? I see a S, 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 E, T, S. And I never called you a hater either. What? I never called you a hater. Dude's just putting words in my mouth. What? Oh, so now we're going to go to race. Hey, man, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Hit that dislike button and hit the road, my man. Now you want to get like that. Like, come on. How immature are you? How old are you, man? How immature are you going to be? Anyway, guys, let's focus on the positivity of this draft and, not that. I don't know why it has to go like that. That's funny. So, I honestly saw, I think, so we got 1S, 2S, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, I think 2 T's. So with what I'm seeing from you guys, I think we're gonna go Samuel Cosmi here. At least for the people who are post-production, I'm sorry you can't react to this live. I'll give you guys about 15 more seconds. Spam S if you want Samuel Cosmi, spam T if you want Tevin Jenkins, or if you want Alex Leatherwood, spam A. I'll give you guys about 15 more seconds. As of right now, Samuel Cosmi seems to be winning the fan vote right now. What do you think about Liam? Notes same tackle. Is he a late? I think he's a mid-round pick, right? Oh, right here out of Notre Dame. Yeah, 54. Looks like he's such a clean tackle prospect. Only got 27 pressures and no sacks for the past 2 seasons. Well, damn, I like that a lot. And I know there's a lot of good offensive linemen out of Notre Dame, so I only see 1A. Shout out Alyssa. Houday, road to 3K. A lot of T's, a couple S's. I know John really wants Tevin, man. I see you, John. But I think out of majority of people, I think it actually goes to Samuel Cosmi. So with the 38th pick in the second round, the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be selecting Samuel Cosmi. There we go. Thank you for all the people who are in here. So it looks like here's our next picks that are going to be after us. We're going to just keep an eye on what our division is doing. Looks like De'Ami Brown out of North Carolina is going to help Justin Herbert make some moves. Another target for him. Terrence Marshall to the Dolphins. Looks like Washington football team is going to add on some offensive line help. The Colts get some edge rush. The Steelers are also going to go edge rush with Peyton Turner. The Ravens are going to... Is that back-to-back corners for the Ravens? Hold on. Yeah, so Ravens, they go Asante Samuel Jr. with a 27th pick, and then this has them going Javon Holland out of Oregon, another cornerback. So they go back-to-back corners here. Interesting. And looks like the Browns are going to draft a running back here. They're going to go Javonte Williams as if they need more running back help. Browns fans, if you're in the chat, let me know how you feel about that. Looks like Alex Leatherwood goes at the end of the second round there to the Bills. And looks like Liam is going to go to the Jaguars. That's a good pickup. So it looks like they're going to draft their quarterback and their future tackle. That's a good draft for the Jaguars so far. So here we are, pick 69. Nice. We're on the clock again. Let's see our options here. So a reminder, we've gone Kyle Pitts with the first. And then second, we go and protect Joe Burrow and get ourselves a good offensive lineman here. Let's see. What do you guys think we should go here? What position do you think we should go here? Do we go offensive lineman again? Do we go to the defensive side ball here with no defense pickup so far? What are your guys' thoughts? You know, honestly, the Bengals could go many ways here. You know, linebacker's an interesting one with how, you know, young we are there, but we still want our guys to develop. I think edge rush could be something if we see a good edge rusher here. Maybe on that, you know, interior of the defense. Let me know what position do you think we should address here. I'm going to check out Avion Nixon here. Defensive tackle. Okay, so that's supposed to be a T. It says DI, and I was like, what's a DI? And if it was ID, I mean, interior defense, that would make more sense. Najee Harris. Oh, yes, I got you a little bit. I'll scroll down a little bit. Sorry about that. Here, I think this is what I can do. Let me know if you want me to keep scrolling, but over here, I could probably just do this. Oh, whoa, I don't know what happened there. Okay, okay, we'll just go back to this. All right, so Najali Harris, man, obviously he's gonna. I honestly think he's gonna translate pretty good to the NFL personally. But we're not gonna take him here. It's just not realistic. We got Joe Mixon. We paid him. You can't pay a running back and then turn around and not really support him by getting him a supporting cast, but giving him some competition in the third round. So as much as I like Harris, if we were in a position to look forward to the future for running back, I would honestly scoop up Harris right here. I think he has a great personality of the articles I've read about the guy. And he plays really good football, and he could really be one of the next great running backs. In my opinion, I really like his game. He could be the next 3-down running back. Or he really could be a dual-head monster too. If you can pair him up with the guy, a receiving running back, a little bit, of the scat back guys, I can go out there and catch the ball and pair him up with that. That could be a nice little duo. But in Cincinnati, we are not going to be picking him up because we're going to believe in our man Joe Mixon. Najee is tempting though, so it looks like we got edge rusher and edge and possibly defensive tackle. I think edge is a little bit more important for what we're drafting. But yeah, I'll keep scrolling for you guys. We got some more linemen. There's some of the other guys on the board. I'll let you guys take a look. What I think is interesting here, man, is the fact that edge rush, we got our 2 starters. Obviously, we got Hendrickson, who's going to be our future for at least another 3 years, hopefully being the captain of that defensive line. And then you got Sam Hubbard, who we all know who is just, I think he still has some potential, but as of right now, I think we all know he's never going to be a premier, pass rusher where he's going to be racking up QB pressures and sacks. He's just going to be helpful in the rushing game if they try to rush his side on the outside. I think he'll be great. I don't ever think he'll be top of the league amazing. Now, hopefully I eat my words and I'm wrong and he does become superstar because I'd love to see that. Obviously, he's an Ohio kid, but we got to look towards the future. And we were kind of, I don't know I'm pretty sure our depth on the edge rushers is getting pretty low nowadays. I know our interior defense, we haven't really brought back Mike Daniels. I honestly think the Bengals will bring him back another season. We'll have to wait and see if they bring him back. But, we got DJ Reader and Larry Unkunjobi, obviously, to be our defensive 1 and defensive 2. So, if we draft a defensive tackle, they would be DT3. So, let's take a second and think about that. Obviously, you rotate in defensive tackles a lot because they're so big that they get real tired. And, playing a 4-3. So, getting a defensive tackle, he would still get a good amount of playing time here. So I think those are the 2 conflicting between those 2 positions. I'm honestly not too sure who would play more because neither of these got he probably wouldn't start unless somebody were to get injured, but he would still get valuable time on the field when our actual day 1 starters need a breather. Hey, appreciate that, Cray Pup. I'll scroll down more for you guys. And then I'll scroll back up here in a minute. So who we thinking, guys? Get active in the comment section. That's what it's there for, Cincinnati. That's what it's there for. Get active. Hey, Brandon. Who would you pick then, man? Would you pick Jamar or Panay? Panay wasn't there, so who would you pick? Justin said, how do you feel about Eli Apple? Hey, man, he's going to be a solid depth player for us. He's going to be a cornerback number 3 or 4 or 5. He's going to be about 4 or 5. So it is what it is. He's going to be able to come in. If we have any injuries, he'll be able to step up. And hopefully he can help us play a little bit of zone when we have, heavy corners on there or on the field. But, I mean, he's going to be nothing more than a cornerback 4 for us. So it is what it is, and it adds depth. I like the move. Cheap deal. Solid depth. All right, can we stop arguing about the first pick? It is over. I drafted who I drafted. If you don't like it, hey, man, there will be another mock draft in the future. It is what it is. Can we please focus on this 3rd round pick? If not, I'm just going to pick somebody that I think I should do. Weirdo says, I'm taking an O-line. It's not the most beautiful pick, but it's really important. But we just took O-line in the 2nd. So I'm going to scroll back to the top here. BPA. Looks like we got Nixon, defensive tackle out of Iowa. Nixon started the season like a house on fire with 7 pressures against the Purdue with the 10 stops against Northwestern. His tape toward the end of the year didn't come close to matching the effectiveness, however. You want to go center here and either be able to move Creed Humphrey to guard or have the future for Billy Hopkins. I mean, honestly, this wouldn't be the worst decision ever, even though we just drafted offensive line with the 2nd pick. Humphrey is one of the most proven centers in the country with over 2,400 career snaps and 3 straight quality seasons to his name. He's got size to play anywhere in the interior. I don't think we would draft tackle since we already got that covered. Tyler Shevlin out of LSU, another LSU guy. Shevlin is a sure thing in the run game as long as you can keep his weight under control. He earned an 88.3 run defense grade as a redshirt sophomore for his national champs in 2019 before opting out his past year. So looks like he has fresh legs for an opt-out, but before that, looks like he had a baller season. It looks like he played with Joe Burrow, so that's pretty intriguing. You got Ozal out of UCLA, a smaller side for a defensive tackle. Don't let that fool you, thinking he won't hold up against the run. He's been as stout as it gets in the regard to 3 straight seasons as a starter. And then Levi out of Washington. First step quicks to be a difference maker at the position, but he never quite saw him put it all together. He earned an 82.5 grade this final season from the Huskies before opting out. Some more fresh legs there. And then you got some Ohio State products. So what are we thinking here, guys? Could always double down. That is true. I'm not disagreeing with you. Hey, man, we're totally all able to disagree. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just asking if you're going to disagree, please elaborate on it. Don't just say, oh, that's a terrible mock draft. Why would you do that? Okay, well, let me know what you would do. I'd like to hear what you would know. You know what I mean? Elaborate on yourself. If you're going to fluck your feathers, let me see your feathers. Let me see what you got, man. What are we thinking here? Wide receiver? I'd go D-line. Keep this in mind. Lincoln Riley said Creed Humphrey. So, yeah, I mean, you guys do bring up a good option. We got Kyle Pitts who will play in the receiver position because if you guys are aware of to the Bengals' current offense, you guys act like Kyle Pitts will only be lining up on the O-line. But if you watched any tape of the Bengals last season, you realize that 75% of the game, it's going to be 3 out, 4 out, or 5 out, and he's not going to be lining up on the offensive line all the time. He's going to be lining up in spread formation all the time as eligible as a receiver. So, which he did at least over 30% of the time in Florida. He lined up outside in the spread all by himself on the outside as a tight end. Am I able to go by I want to see if I can go by position here because I literally see no receivers here. Like I know this is BPA. Looks like we got Cade Johnson, and we got anybody biting on Cade Johnson out of South Dakota State? FCS guy, obviously. I've seen some hype around this guy outside of what I've watched. I know he's, a slot receiver, 5'9", 174. Just not really a good fit for us because we already have Tyler Boyd holding down that slot personally. So, I don't think that's the best of picks here. We got a USC receiver right here. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I hope I'm saying that correctly. St. Brown had a lackluster junior year when asked to play outside full time. He's got good ball skills and is tough after the catch, but he struggled to desperate deep consistency. I mean, there's just not a lot of receivers at this point, and I don't want to reach just for a position. You know what I mean? Like I saw this quote, it was like if you're picking just because of position, like you're reaching over BPA. It sounded a lot better on the tweet I saw. So do we go BPA right here and draft defensive line, even though I do think we need defensive line help? Or do we go receiver? Because apparently the Bengals have no receiver options. That's what I'm hearing. Trey Hendrickson, I already did a stream on him, so if you want to go ahead and watch that, you definitely can. Reed, are we going to go back-to-back? Rondale Moore? Where is he at, man? I'm not even seeing him on here. I mean, there's about 10 receivers they have over him. Did he already get chose? Let me see if I can full screen this for myself. It looks like Rondale Moore is gone, man. Yeah, so no Rondale Moore for whoever's wanting him on the team. But if we go by positions, we go receiver right here. These are our receiver options for the people saying that we don't have enough weapons for Burrow. These would be your options for receiver. Guys, give me over 50 likes if you're still enjoying this content. I'd really appreciate it. And consider joining the DCTV family and enter a free jersey giveaway for the new Bengals jerseys coming out very, very soon. I'd really appreciate all the love and support. Join the Discord, third link in the description. If you love talking Bengals football, it's a place to be. Appreciate all the support, guys. So what are we saying here? So I know Moore is a stud, but unfortunately he is not here for us in the 3rd round pick. So does anybody like any of these receivers? Or are we going defensive line here? Because I think I'm about to move on from receiver. Or like Chris said, do we want to go back-to-back offensive line? Let's check out the offensive line. Since I see people... Here's the offensive tackles. I don't think we really want to worry on that because in this case, we already got our future guy at offensive tackle. So let's take that off. Let's so he would be our inside offensive lineman. Creed Humphrey, which I saw some people, said pick up Creed right here because even though he is a center, he could be our guard, our fill-and-play guy, and maybe in the future after Hopkins gets a little older, maybe he outbeats him there, but if not, he can just chill in that guard position if he's willing to play it. What are your guys' thoughts here? Linebacker? Yeah, I mean, we can look at linebacker. I would personally not pick linebacker here, at least with the guys that I saw, just because we already got a good linebacking core. They're just young. They just have to develop, excuse me. I mean, I just don't, I think later rounds, maybe we look at some of these guys, but, I know a lot of people like Jamian Davis. I'm pretty sure he was brought up in my stream a couple days ago, but, I think, either our offensive line or our defensive line is going to be more important here. So here's what I'll do. I'll bring up interior offensive line, edge, and then and defensive tackle, and then these are the guys we got right here. So I think this is who we're looking at for the 3rd round. Hey Chris, 69 and Creed is 69, LOL. Well, that might be the pick, man. I think you just got me right there. Humphrey. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Chris Humphrey will be one of the options, or we can go move him to guard. Or we can go with one of these defensive interior guys. Edge rusher, we need a guy that gets pressures. All right, here's what we'll do. Well, which one of these edge guys do you want? I mean, are any of these guys jumping off on your board? Hey, Creed. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. If you want Creed, spam 1 in the chat. If you don't want Creed, spam who you want in the chat. Not a position, but a player. So here's what I'll do. I'll put, so he's Creed. So we're already here, so it looks like these are all your options. I don't know if you guys, or if any of these guys scream off as play changers for you, but then I agree. If Burrow goes down, the season's over again. So it looks like we got some ones. And don't forget, if I pick somebody and you don't agree with it, this is the first mock draft. We still have a lot of time to the draft. So looks like majority of people in here are gonna say one. So we'll go ahead and pick Creed. Obviously, we got Hopkins at center, but he can switch over to guard, or we can figure that situation out sooner or later. So in this draft, we are really gonna dive in and protect Burrow before anything else. So you guys just really, there was a few people that said, a couple other guys, but I mean, I think about 98% of you said go Creed right there. So in the third round, we're gonna get Creed. So a solid draft so far. And I'm probably not gonna do any trades in this draft, at least for my first time doing this mock. But in my future ones, I'll probably look more into it and look at our other options. So Ravens go linebacker Dylan Moses. They have an all defensive draft so far. Oops, let's put that up. Trey Walker to receiver. Okay, so that's the receiver that's from the CBS. He's gonna go to the Cleveland Browns. So we're gonna see him twice a year. And it looks like they had 2 picks in this round. So they also get Oswa from UCLA. Not gonna try to pronounce that that last name. But it's a cool last name. So that's what that round looked like if you're interested in those picks. So, but here we are, 4th round, 1-1-1. Man, that's a cool number too. Looks like Sean Wade goes right before us to the Browns. So, our division's making some moves here. So we got 2 linemen and a tight end right here. I'm almost certain you have to go defense here. I mean, at this point, your first 3 picks are all offense. You got to go defense. Hey, Rugger, man, have a good one. Way to show some class, man. Classic Steelers fans with the high class, man. We'll go ahead and get you out of here, man. You have a good rest of your day, man. I hope you have a good rest of your day, man. All right. Anyways. Scroll down, please. Hey, I got you, man. Thanks for asking. These are your... Go ahead. Looks like we got a linebacker, Pete Werner, out of Ohio State, the Ohio State University. How you guys liking that? Can I change this to all defense right here? Because I'm almost certain you got to go defense here. Or, we don't want safety. So I'll put cornerback, defensive tackle, edge, and linebacker. So here you guys go. Trey Brown, Kevin Joseph, Rodorius Williams, Pete Werner, Ambry Thomas, Cameron McGrone, Baron Browning, Jay Tufele. That's a really cool last name, man. Bobby Brown III, Trill Williams, Marlon Tupatalatu. I really like that last name. I wish I didn't butcher it as bad as I did. Joshua, Carey, Patrick, Cameron. And what I'm going to do is actually take corner off of here because, I mean, this is too early, probably 4th round to go corner after all the depth we just added. I mean, unless there is a steal corner right here. What are we thinking with these guys right here? Steelers fans, SMH. Can we get a load of some Steelers fans, man? They are just the classiest bunch, aren't they? D-line. Yeah, I think you got to go D-line. Hey, Ethan, you already know, man. DCTV, we're the fastest growing Bengals content creator out there, man. Shout out to all you guys with the sport. Uday Nation, DC family, man. You guys are the absolute best. I'm so glad I'm going to be sharing these streams with you. If you're liking this, leave a like. Join the DC family, man. I want to thank you guys so much for all the support this past week. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I want to give a shout out to Chuck Williams, Bocolo Stewart, David Phillips, Connor Johnson, and all the other ones that has subscribed during this stream. I want to give a shout out to you guys, my recent subscribers. Shout out to Buzz Hodges. I don't know if you can see this little bit right here, but he is a member of the DCTV, basically supports me every month. Shout out to him, doing his thing. So, anyways, back on this. Who we saying, guys? Who we feeling here? O-line, I'm not going to pick O-line because we just did back-to-back O-line. So this is all defense. I'll keep scrolling for you. So these are your options right here. Those are the other options. I just think you have to go defensive line here. I mean, if you guys really, really, really wanted that linebacker, we can get him. I just think you have to address the defensive line in this pick right here. You know, we got some young linebackers that are hopefully going to grow into some potential. And I just think we need to add some more depth to our defensive line right here, if it's the edge or the interior. But if you guys really want that Werner guy, then, you know, I'll consider it. Who did we get? Got in late. Can anybody make a list of the players we got, or do I have it on here? I don't know if I can see like my progress on this. Trying to see if I can pull up like the page of the players I got so far. If not, does anybody have a list? All right. Thank you. I will pin this. Shout out Bengals Central. All right. Anybody got any recommendations here? Because if not, you know, I thought I took. Oh, it took it away. So we're gonna go interior defense, defensive end, and linebackers. So it looks like the top prospect here is going to be Pete Werner, the Ohio State University linebacker. Looks like they got no summary on him. Looks like you also got his teammate, another linebacker, Baron Bowling, out of the Ohio State University. And then you got some interior defensive guys over here. You got Jay, Bobby, Marlon. And then if you want some edge rusher options, you got Joshua, Patrick, D'Angelo, Ellerison, Chris, Patrick Johnson, Jalen Twyman, Milton Williams, Kobe Whiteside, and Chancey Golston, and then some more guys down here, which apparently those guys are reaches. So oh, wait. Receiver. I didn't even think about that. We might have, let's see what's receivers we have. Looks like we actually have two guys that are BPA that are going to be receivers over defensive side. It would just be hard because it'd be the first 4 rounds would be the first 4 rounds would be you know, offense. But I mean, we do have an offensive minded coach. If you know the Vikings, they have Mike Zimmer, defensive coach, and he dries up. He picks up that defensive side pretty quickly first before offense. You got Tutu Atwell, receiver out of Louisville, and Cornell Powell. You get the point. Receiver out of Clemson. So you can add those two guys to the bucket board. Hey, Ethan, you're right, man. But drafting that high, majority of those guys are boomer busts. Powell? We like Powell out of Clemson. Anybody else? Looks like, I don't think Josh Palmer is here. I know somebody said Josh Palmer, but not seeing him here. All right. Get active in the comments. Who we thinking here? Looks like it's between Tutu, Pete, or one of these interior defensive guys. Powell. He came on near at the end of the year. So we're going to go 4 rounds, 4 offensive picks. Browning, dude runs a 4.5, liking him at linebacker. Okay, so instead of Werner, we got Browning, his teammate. It looks like it's between right here. These are the guys you got. These are the guys. He played with T. True. Did play with T. You know, and so what I'm going to do here, I got to pick what position at this point in need, which we would probably need more at pick number 4. I I would have to go interior defense, or I would have to go defensive line or receiver over linebacker. I mean, you're saying this guy runs a 4.5. Majority of linebackers today are running really fast speeds, but can they cover? Can they get to the quarterback? You know, I do totally agree that is very special talent, and I'm not denying that. But so I would pick Browning over Werner since that's what you guys are saying. Since you guys like him more, you know, I guess I'd put him in consideration. So it looks like we're at Browning. I guess we're Browning or Powell, right? Or Cornell. I'm just gonna say Cornell. Sorry, I butchered that name a million times. So it looks like we're receiver out of Clemson, Cornell, or we got Baron Browning. Or someone's saying Tefeli. So you got Cornell, receiver, Browning, linebacker, or Jay, defensive tackle. Cornell, Werner. Okay, 1-1-1. Browning went higher most. Okay, so Browning. I think we need a receiver if we took Pitts, says Bobby. Hopefully our free agency moves help the D-line, so take a receiver, says JT. Okay, we on receiver? There is a lot of good picks here. That's why I'm definitely kind of torn right here because there's many ways you could go. You know, you focus offense. There's 3 first rounds. Switch it up. Head to that defensive side. Get a good linebacker here. You know, add a defensive tackle number 3. You know, there's many ways you can go right here. Chris, it is my pick, but the whole point of me doing this first mock draft was doing it live for everybody else. I know a lot of guys, they come in and they make their picks. But the whole point of me was doing this was to be able to hear your guys' decisions and hear your input. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to make my decision, but the whole point of doing this was hearing the whole Bengals community, what everyone thinks. Obviously, not everybody's going to agree, as we've seen by a couple people, but for the most part, we're going to be able to field a couple options. Werner plays with the grit we need so we can cover some field. I'd go linebacker. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Receiver... Or no, spam up O's for offense, spam up D for defense. That's what we're doing. Spam up O for offense, spam up D for defense. So, in other words, if you want Cornell, put O. If you want either Pete Werner, Baron Browning, or Jay Tefeli, put D for defense. We'll do that, and then that will narrow it down to the exact player we want. Is Hubbard going to be other end? That's correct, Bengal Central. He's going to come back, coming off some, a couple injuries again. And, you know, he's going to come in and be the starter, but we're always looking for depth. You know, we don't know if he's going to be the future. So, like, we got some defense. Okay. I get you. Great job, guys. There was a few guys with offense, but we already went offense the first 3 picks. So, in the 4th round, we're going to switch to defense. Thank you on that. All right. So, Cornell, hey, you're a great talent, man. You know, you got T. Higgins, but we're going to have to hold off another round. And I agree with you guys that are on defense, special teams. All right. So, okay, well, now that we're on defense, guys, who do we want here? It sounds like some of you are torn between Pete Werner and his teammate Baron Browning. And then also, do we want to get the defensive line? We can get Dre Tufeli. That's such a cool last name. I wish I could pronounce it correctly. Tufeli. That's what I'm going to say. You get Tufeli, Browning, or Werner. Who do we want here, guys? Either linebacker or defensive tackle. And if he comes in defensive tackle, you know, he's going to be DT. He's going to be DT 3 or 4. And if we get a linebacker here, he's probably going to see the field quite a bit. I mean, you still got Akeem Davis Gathers. You still got Wilson and a couple other guys as well. But, he'll probably see the field quite a bit if I had to guess. Chris says, come on, guys. Just pick some damn linebackers. No one says Bengals run 5-2, so they need some more playmakers on D.
Kicker, LOL. Hey, we got the 7th round coming, baby. Jay or Bobby Brown? Oh, yeah, I mean, Bobby Brown's right below him. So, I mean, if you want him as well. Browning is the rusher. Werner is the coverage guy. Browning because we have Lamar in the division. Interesting. You got to think about who we play 2 to 3 times a year. So I respect that thought in the mind. Keep that in your mind. You gotta keep your division in mind when you're making these picks, man, because you're gonna play these guys 2 times a year to make the playoffs, possibly 3. Okay, so between the linebackers, it's Browning. For the people who have chosen Pete, thank you. But Browning, I think we've agreed majority rules. Okay, so now that we got that narrowed down, do we want Browning or do we want Jay or Bobby? So which defensive tackle do we want here? Bobby, Jay, or do we want to stick with Barron right here? Honestly, you kind of sold me once you brought up the Lamar factor. Bring in some more linebackers, and you can always pick up defensive tackles later in the draft. I think you kind of sold me on that. Get destroying. I think you guys sold me on this pick here. I'm almost gonna go Browning. Are we sold on that? Look, we can address the defensive tackle later on. Baron Browning does sound like a Bengal. I'm not gonna lie, it is an interesting name to be a Bengal. Browning can play defensive end. Well, that even works out greater. He'll get even more playing time then. Browning, are we sold? Are we sold? Who Dey Nation and DSTV Family Man, are we sold on Baron Browning? Thumbs up. All right, looks like we're sold in chat. Shout out to the people that are live. Linebackers can transition to defensive end. Many do it. You're correct, Nolan. All right, well, we're going to go Baron Browning here out of the Ohio State University. Draft him, man. This draft's coming along. If someone could update the draft picks for me, just like Bengal Central did, or if you want to do it again, and I'll repin your comment in the comment section. If somebody wants to re-upload our new picks, and I'll pin that. Thank you guys for doing this with me in the picks. It's been a lot of fun so far. So it looks like the Steelers is going to get a receiver here out of Stanford. That was like really Kentucky right there. Stanford. Talauna is the safety is going to go to the Browns, which is interesting because then they just, get John Johnson and Delpit and a couple of those guys. Interesting. And then is that it in the division? And then, okay, I missed the Ravens. And the Ravens are also going to go receiver, Amari Rodgers. Kind of surprised they didn't go receiver earlier than that pick, unless I missed them. I would definitely think they would go receiver earlier than the 4th round, but maybe they already got one, and I just missed it. So we are at round 5, pick 149. 2 more rounds to go, 2 more players to go, guys. So let's see what we got. All right, thank you, Connor Johnson. The rest of you did it. So it looks like we got Cosme, Pitts, Humphreys, and Browning. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now we go receiver. You might be right. Browning's a beast. You guys might be able to click on the Bengals logo to see what you have picked. Incorrecto. At least not from this screen. We'll see it from the recap anyways. All right, so here we go. What player positions are we looking for right now? Looks like BPA, some linebackers, some tackles, some edge rushers. I think first off, we might want to check receivers here. What weapons do we have available? Looks like we got Nico Collins, Daz Newsome, Shai Smith, Anthony Schwartz, Thomas and Terry, Dwayne Eskridge, Austin Watkins, Warren Jackson, Whoop Filer. I like that name. Marquise Stevenson, Trayvon Grimes, Josh Palmer. Any of these names stick out to you guys? Any of these receiver weapons stick out to you guys? For receivers, I want them to pick 3 linemen. Well, we got 2 so far, correct? And I don't know. I mean, we already signed a couple guys for depth as well. So Nico Collins looks like a favorite. Newsome's. So you guys are between these 2 guys. Nico's dropped a little bit. I'm not sure why nobody's picked him up in this draft, but he's ranked 144. The next ones are 160, 170, 180, and 190. So I'm not sure why they would have slept on Nico Collins. I just don't know if I'd go offensive line again because we're probably going to sign one more offensive lineman, and we've already gone 2 really high in the draft. Nico Collins, 6'4", 216. That's a big boy. Daz Newsome. Do we have a quick running guy? Do we have out of these guys or any of these guys quick? Daz Newsome, 5'11", 21 years old, 190. You guys in on Daz Newsome? Because we need some speed on this receiving core. We just got Pitts. We got Tyler Boyd the slot. We got T. Higgins on the outside. We could get Nico Collins and pair him up with Higgins on the outside. That's correct. But do we want to add some speed? I mean, I guess we want an outside guy over a slot because, we already have Boyd, who also can play outside. But this guy looks like Daz Newsome would be a true slot receiver. Or if we go Nico Collins, looks like he'd be outside to mirror T. Higgins. What are our thoughts on that? And also looks like Shee Smith, 5'10", 190. He's also going to be a quick, speedy guy, possibly in the slot. Backup running back now? Not yet. We already have backup running backs. We have 2 to 3 already. Spencer Brown. I can search him up real quick. Spencer Brown tackle is still there. Actually, if we go to this screen, just BPA, Spencer Brown is there. He's actually the second BPA available. That's a great call out, the fact that you knew he was still there. Look up Brown before you pick. So Schwartz is a field stretcher. He's fast. So that's what we got, BPA right there. Looks like there isn't many defensive tackles at this spot right here that are too great. Yeah, Kobe Whiteside, defensive tackle. And Darius Stills. Do we like Spencer Brown? Do we go back offensive line, or do we stick receiver right here and get one of these guys to give Burrow some more weapons, or do we protect him right here? I mean, if you guys want to see the defensive tackle options, this is our defensive interior options, or interior. You get the point. And then if you want, or this is outside, excuse me. Sorry. That is outside. And this is interior. We have not signed Mike Daniels, but I honestly expect the Bengals to. All right, what are we thinking here? Yo, shout out Tiger Stripe 77 for joining the Discord and B Prime for joining the Discord. Appreciate you guys. Looking forward to chat with you guys on the Discord. Melton Williams, we like him. We need line early before they all gobbled up. Well, I mean, we got O-line early. We got two offensive linemen in I think the first 3 or 4 rounds. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume we signed Daniels and maybe somebody else defensive in the interior. I mean, unless you guys really want Milton, but I mean, uh, take it back to so here's BPA again. Looks like you got a couple of these guys you guys were talking about in chat, including the Niko Collins. Edge or receiver? All right, so I'll give you guys some options. Let's pick some players from different positions. So at first, let's pick a receiver, all right? So out of these receivers, who do we want? Niko Collins? I think he's a clear favorite right here. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pick him myself. So we got Niko Collins. Next, AJ Green, question mark, 6'4". I'm just kidding, man. I'm not gonna compare him to AJ. So if you want receiver, we're gonna get Niko Collins. All right, boom. There's that. If you want, who was that? Which offensive lineman were we talking about? If you want offensive line, we're gonna get Spencer Brown. All right. And if you want defensive line, you can either get, I don't know, who'd you guys say? You guys said the Smith guy and Williams. Oh, you guys are saying D'Angelo too? I don't know, man. So what do we want out of all these positions? Defensive end, receiver, or O-line again? So JT wants another offensive lineman here. Someone said Ellerson, which I believe was the position. Look up Spencer Brown. Six nine 311. There's the golly green giant, man. I mean, I don't know. We already signed 2 offensive line, but 6'9", man. Is Burrow gonna be able to throw over that giant? Jeez Louise. I mean, you guys just put me on this guy. 6'9". What are they feeding this kid? Why is he not in the NBA? Man, I might be Spencer Brown. Okay, are we locked in on Spencer Brown? Or are we going with the receiver? I did not draft the receiver yet. That's one of your guys' options, but no one spoke up about receiver. So, okay, I'll give you guys 3 options. I'm in the camp out of selling out Protect Burrow. Yeah, James, you're right about that, man. I mean, that is, you see that very often, man. So, okay, so here's your option, guys. We can go Spencer Brown, one more offensive lineman, and that is the last offensive lineman I am drafting in this draft. Hard to believe that I would be saying that. So we can go Spencer Brown here. We can go D'Angelo, or we can go receiver with Nico Collins or Smith. It's basically between these guys right here. Which one of these guys? Brown then whiteout. I think I like that. Brown, and then we come back next round for receiver. We sold on Brown. Brown then receiver. Are we sold? Brown and then receiver. We sold. Going once. Going twice. I think we're sold. Protect Burrow. Protect Burrow. Protect Burrow. We got it this draft. D'Angelo. I think you're outnumbered, John. I'm sorry. Malone. Look, man. Okay, so here's what we'll do. we'll take Brown here, right? I mean, 6'9", I can't pass up the potential. But these last 2 picks, we really got to hammer down somebody on the defensive line and then a receiver. I know Nolan, D lineman and receiver these next 2 rounds. This is what we're going for. How long have we been live for? Yo, we've been alive for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Let's get these last 2 picks within the next 15 minutes so we can be alive for 2 hours. If you're in here, please, please, please smash the like button. Or if you're watching this post-production, hit the like button if you enjoyed. Really appreciate that. And as always, Houday, baby. 2 more picks and we're out of here. Someone can update the draft selections in the comment section, please, and I'll pin your comment. Greatly appreciated. Ooh, straw poll. I might have to do that for the next one. I'll try to keep that in mind. All right. So it looks like Darius Stills is there. He's 169. I mean, he is a higher rank out of majority of these guys. A lot of quarterbacks, receivers. So what I'll do here, I'll do the 2 positions we need. We're looking at receiver and then defensive line. So you guys can hash it out over these guys. I'll scroll down in a second. I'm going to quickly use the restroom. It'll take me like 45 seconds to 1 minute. You guys let me know. These last 2 picks, D-line and receiver, baby. Let me know. All right, we back. All right, guys, who we picking these last few rounds? I'll scroll down one more for you. Thank you, Connor. Go ahead and replace that. So we got Pitts, Cosby, Humphrey, Browning, and Brown, right? That's who we got. We thinking Stills. I see Stills. Spencer Brown. Yep, Spencer Brown. Oh, I wanted to get a receiver and end, but got kicker. I guess kicker might be UDFA this draft. I wanted to get one in the last round. All right, so are we going Stills here? You don't like the receivers we have right here? You guys like Stills over all these receivers? So hold on. So round 1. I can't. Yo, if you guys are in here, you haven't hit that sub button, go ahead and do that. We're on the road to 3K subs. And very, very soon, I'll be doing a new Stripes jersey giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber. And I believe follow me on Twitter, at least as of right now. So Stills is undersized for the Bengals D scheme. I just don't think we have many options at this point. 6'1", 284. That is pretty small for a defensive tackle in the National Football. I mean, he could put on weight. 6'1" is really not the problem. I mean, that's on the shorter side. But that, you know, there's still other defensive tackles that are that size. But what other defensive? You got Brian Goodson, Demetrius Taylor, Raymond Johnson on the outside. I still like Stills. I still like Stills. I mean, if anything, it might be a good thing for this mock draft because since we didn't draft an edge, maybe he could play a little bit of edge too, a power edge, and that, I mean, that might help a guy that can be able to switch both positions to be a good depth guy. That actually might help out in the long run. But I do agree that he is a little bit on the smaller side. So unless anybody has any other things, I think we go Stills here and then go receiver 7th. AC Grinder, you're good, man. All right, well, I think I'm going to go Stills here, guys. And then we're going to be on our final round here before we wrap this one up, guys. Our final round. All right. All right. So I do agree he is a little undersized, but a guy that could play all around, hop around all over that D line, man, that's exactly what we might need here. Not picking up any other guys on the D line this draft. Solid solution. Oh, do we have 2 picks in the 6th? Oh. Bengals have 2 picks in the 6th? Yeah. Okay, well, we can get a receiver too. We got 2 picks in the 6th and another one in the 7th. Look at that. Well, there you guys go. Let's pick a receiver. Yeah? I didn't even know we had 2 6. Oh, from the Texans. Yes. That was for what's his face? Ryan Finley, the really good looking face that destroyed the Steelers' hopes and dreams. We like Eskridge here. James, why you like Eskridge? What we got? What about Stevenson? What about Grimes? Josh Palmer? Darby? Jalen Virgil? Or yeah, I said I bad that one bad. DeMonte Coxey. And we can get a kicker. I guess so, man. I guess it works out like that, huh? Shout out Finley, man. Let's check out Eskridge. What are we bringing to Cincinnati? Speed? Speed? If it is, I like the sound of that, man. He's 24, so he's on the older side. But if he can come in and make an immediate impact. 5'9", so he is pretty small. 190. 3-year starter coming off a terrific senior campaign. A quick-footed, uses hands to separate from defenders, can turn off a single step, fast and possesses a second gear as well. A legitimate downfield burst. Nicely adjusts to throws, makes a difficult catch in controlled positions, and locks the ball in his hands. Even makes reception at full speed. Displays great hands, gives effort blocking and situation presents itself. Negative, small, struggles in battles, will struggle to handle press coverage at the next level. Easily brought down at the point by a single defender. Needs space to work. For Stevenson, Tennessee players always pan out. I'm not too sure a lot of these guys are here at the later end of the draft. Like I said, it's my first mock draft ever, so this is why I wanted to do it with you guys. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys heard that, but Oh, of course, my mouse dies as soon as I'm looking up stuff. That's great. Eskridge one's a 4.36. He's one of the fastest in the draft. Grimes is more of a big body receiver to mirror T. Well, I mean, that's two good options to have. I can't lie with you. To have somebody on the outside and let Tyler Boyd do his thing in the slot like he does, or let Boyd run outside for a while. Still bring him in at times, but then have Eskridge over the middle. I just think we need another outside guy. You know what I mean? I like speed. I even said earlier, I think we should draft somebody that has speed, but we got to have somebody to, pull in some of those AJ Green reps. You know what I mean? Someone who's on the outside drawing some attention. That's what AJ Green was. He was basically a decoy on the outside. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult now that we don't have that decoy to help the other guys free up space. But I do think Kyle Pitts, even though he might not be on the outside all the time, he could, help draw some of that attention. Oh, wait. So Stevenson's a speed guy too? Is he just a bigger speed guy who can play on the outside? Because if he can play both, I think I might be leaning more Stevenson. If he can play outside and, the inside, I guess. I don't get me wrong. I like Eskridge if she's speedy fast like that. But him being, 5'9". Well, I guess Stevenson's 5'10". 180. A 3-year starter who continually displayed himself as a great breaking receiver, displays good recognition. Is always on the same page as quarterback, plays balance, well body control, quick releases off the line of scrimmage, fires into breaks, stays low on exit. Difficult grab even when defenders are draped on him, so he sounds like he's better catching traffic than the other guy. Tracks the ball, deep passes in the air, so looks like a deep threat. Look, if this guy's a deep threat, I might be taking him all day. I do agree with you that we do have enough size, but if this guy is the better deep threat, I think that answers all the questions I need to know. That doesn't even make sense because it just says he's good at making difficult grabs with defenders draped on him, but then it says negative, struggles in battles, easily knocked off balance. Well, is he good in coverage like you said he can get when draped all over players? Or, like, that doesn't even make sense, that scouting report. Looks like he tore his ACL in 2018, but players bounce by that all the time. Pitts and Higgins can draw attention. Go speed. Anything will be an upgrade from Ross. All right, so sounds like you guys on Eskridge. Are we going Eskridge right here? Is that the final decision here in the 6th round? Our second pick in the 6th round. Spam up E if you're ready. Spam up E if we're on Eskridge. Spam up S if you're on Marquise Stevenson. Spam up G if you're on Trevin Grimes. Spam up P if you're on Josh Palmer. That the first dono of the stream? Oh, I don't know why it's not popping up. Maybe it hasn't registered yet. Let me test it for myself. I'm gonna do a fake donation. See if I don't know if that's real or not. If that was the fake one I did. Oh no, it says this is a test donation. Well, nonetheless, thank you so much, John. I see it, if it pops up or not. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, because DC is the man. Shout out, John. All right, what are we saying here? E. All right, we're going to go Eskridge, man. We're going to go Eskridge. I think it's because it's a super chat. I don't know. YouTube's kind of buggy with Streamlabs between super chats and then actual donations. But we're going to go Eskridge here. It seems like majority of you guys want him with our second pick in the 6th round. And now to our final pick. Do we get our next generational kicker here in Cincinnati for the next 2 decades? Or do we co-position player? We are about to find out, folks. You guys are still in here. Wow. 2 hours in and you guys are still in here in this live draft. First, I want to say thank you. I give props for, putting up with me for this long. And I hope you're enjoying yourself. Yeah. It's been a long while. Looks like we did have a Josh Palmer in here, but no, John, you did it right. You definitely did it right, man. I just don't know why my alert box isn't pulling it up. It was working the other day. All right, so here we go. I mean, are we really going kicker here? Or is there any of these guys that jumps off the screen for you? Any of these guys that jumps off the screen? Get Ocho to come kick. Oh, another one? Hey, appreciate that, John, man. You know what? It actually might be on your side. There's a setting in YouTube where I don't know what it's called, but you have to like activate it to where your name can be seen on like donations and stuff. Forgot what the name of it, but if you don't have that selected, then it won't pop up on donations. But nonetheless, I still see it, so I'm not worried about it. Thank you so much. Can't think of the actual words for it. There's like something you have to look up and you have to like activate it in your settings. I could be wrong though. I don't know why it wouldn't pop up to the system. Those super chats should work. Because yeah, I just did a super chat test. This is a test. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know, man. You might have to check your YouTube settings, excuse me. So, I mean, it looks like you guys all want a kicker, man. Does anybody not want a kicker? Thank you, John. And thank you, other John, too. Oh, you can't see it anymore? I turned off the mock draft like an idiot. All right. Can you guys see it now? You guys should be able to see it now. Hold on. All right, so now, are we really going kicker here? Spam K if you want to draft a kicker. Spam A if you want to not draft a kicker. Do they have kickers in this or no? They don't have kickers. Or there, yeah, I mean, there's no kickers. You guys see it here. Receiver, tight end, running back, offensive tackle. There's no kickers, man. I'm sorry, guys. There's no kickers. Why can't we draft a kicker, man? What is this, Pro Football Focus? Are you kidding me? Kickers' lives don't matter? Pat McAfee would be PO'd, man. Well, because there's no punters either. There's no punters. Pat McAfee would be pissed. Special teams just doesn't matter? Well, we got to draft another player position. Hey, I would get destroying, man, but I can't draft one. Look, there's no kickers left. So I'm gonna go position need, not BPA, and we're gonna go defensive line here. Okay, do we like Taron Jackson, Jonathan Marshall, or William Bradley King? Which one of these guys? Look, Madden King and all of you spamming K. I would get one for I was down. But we can't, so we gotta pick a position player here. So do we want to go Taron Jackson? This is all defensive line. I'm picking defensive line here. Taron Jackson, Jonathan Marshall, or William Bradley King. Which one of these guys are we getting? Because, I mean, a lot of these guys are down low. Or you can get Slayton. You guys like Slayton? Tonga? You guys like Tonga? Let me know. I'm not going O-lineman. Not going O-lineman. We have drafted enough O-linemen. I'm going D-lineman. I'm not changing it. Fullback? There's no fullbacks either. Plus, we already have, I believe, Ethan Carter. I don't know if he resigned or not, actually. There's no fullbacks. Get the kicker from Florida. There's no kickers. It won't let me draft a kicker. There's no kicker on Pro Football Focus. No punters. Even though we got Kevin Huber. No kickers, no punters, no fullbacks. So, you know, it was Ethan Carter. He played fullback and tight end. I'm not sure if we resigned him or not. Are we going Taron Jackson? Because it's either Taron Jackson, Jonathan Marshall, or William Bradley King. These are the three guys I'm going after. I'm going to look up their size real quick. Oh, John, why I think it wasn't working. I might be wrong, but you have to go into your channel subscriptions, and if they're private, make them public. For some reason, I think that has to do with Streamlabs showing your name on there. I could be wrong, but if you want your name to show up, same thing with subscribing. Even if you are a new subscriber and you want your subscriber name to pop up, you have to turn your channel subscription to private, not public. That's with donations, subscribers, anything that pops up on here. If you become a member, your channel subscription has to be public. But for some reason, I think they're private to begin with. So if you switch it, that's why some of my subscribers' names pop up and some of them don't. Because the ones that aren't are private. That's just a side note. But if you already subbed and then unsub and resub, it won't show up your name anyway. It's only the first time. Anyway, back to this. Jacoby Stevens. Look, man, I gotta go defensive line here for depth. I'm going defensive line. You guys aren't changing my minds. You guys have influenced me enough, and I appreciate it on the other draft picks. But I gotta get defensive, at least one defensive line guy. So William Bradley King, 6'4", 247, a good frame on him. He's an edge. If we go interior, it'd be Jonathan Marshall. (6'3", 317 in the interior. Or Taron Jackson. 6'2", not a size. The only reason why I kind of want to go interior is just because the linebacker we drafted, he can, he's a hybrid. He can play in and he can play linebacker, and we didn't get an interior. You know what I mean? But if this guy really is that much better than the other ones, I will just pick him. But the fact that we have a linebacker that can play edge, I think I got to get a defensive tackle for depth. Although, I mean, 18.5 sacks in the last 2 seasons, that's really good. Obviously it's, Coastal Carolina. I mean, they're still playing people like UC, I guess, which is a good thing. But, I mean, let me look at this Jonathan Marshall. That's the only reason I would pick Jackson, but I just like Jonathan Marshall because of position. Edge, if we sign Daniels, I agree with that. I agree with that. But as of right now, we haven't. So I can't rely on that. $35 total tackles, 1 sack, forced fumble, a pass deflection. Really not much. 29. Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to draft interior, I think I got to go Taron Jackson here. Are we all set on Taron Jackson? Sorry, Jonathan's stats just weren't great, man. Hopefully, Taron Jackson can slide defensive tackle. Or hopefully we sign somebody else. For the final pick, the 2021 Cincinnati Bengals mock draft, part 1, is the last pick going to be Taron Jackson? You're right. I forgot to change that. Oh, no, that's not what I'm looking at. They would be your last options. Or let me look up this guy real quick. Daryl. Not Slayton. Late. Only one T. See some yeses. Let me check this guy real quick. Let me check this guy real quick. 6'5", 358. Hold on. He played in the SEC. 6'5", 358. That's a big boy. He's listed at nearly 360 pounds, but looks slimmer. His listed weight, he looks around 330 pounds. Damn, that's a big boy. I might have to draft him. Yo, I gotta see what this guy looks like. I mean, this guy's a giant. This guy is a giant, and I think I want him. I know a lot. I know we kind of agreed on Jackson, but go ahead and look at this mammoth of a human being. I mean, this guy could come in and he could help that rushing attack when need be. Just throw him over the nose and have him do this, and it's just gonna bounce off this guy's belly, man. I'll look up Tonga. Then right now I'm going to Daryl Slayton, man. I don't think I can pass up that guy's size. Six four, 322. Don't think he's gonna be available at 240. You don't think he will be? I mean, he is for us, so 3-4 nose tackle or 1 technique 4-3 defensive front 4-3. Stats. Let me get you some stats. Any on here? I mean, forget the stats, man. Do you not know this guy's a giant? $38 total tackles, 1.5 sacks. That's it. 2 sacks last season, 29 tackles. That's it. You know, not a lot of stats, but you also got to remember COVID. Like a lot of these kids, especially the SEC, you know, how many games did Florida play? I mean, they played 10 games. Dude, I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys like Jackson, and I think I do too. But I don't think I can pass up that size. You guys might hate me for this, but that's a big freaking boy. And I think I want that big boy on my team, man. He's the highest ranked nose tackle defensive tackle. Then why is he sitting here about to be undrafted? Well, guess what? He's not going to be. He's going to be a Cincinnati Bengals, baby, in the 7th round. Okay, we're done. Let me get a recap of this pick of our first mock draft here for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2021. I want to thank every single one of you who have taken place for this. This has been a lot of fun. I'll definitely do another one of these. Didn't think it would take this long, but man, this is tough. It also didn't help for 30 minutes. I kind of egged on the so there we go. There's our draft grade. How are we feeling about this? First ever mock draft. Also, I got to thank you guys for it. You guys really carried me through this. Appreciate DCT family and Houday Nation. How are we feeling about the results? Kyle Pitts at 1 out of Florida. Samuel Colesmy out of Texas, tackle. Round 2. Creed Humphrey, center out of Oklahoma in round 3. Baron Bowling, linebacker, Ohio State University, round 4. Spencer Brown, tackle of the Northern Iowa. 6'9", a Jolly Green Giant to protect Burrow. Darius Stills, interior defensive line, West Virginia. Receiver, Western Michigan. And then Terdell Slayton. Wow, I forgot we got Stills, or I would have gone edge. I would have gone edge if I would have knew we got Stills, not going to lie. I totally forgot about Stills. Sewell was not, but Chase was at 5. And I decided to pick Pitts over Chase. But this is my first one. I can always change my decision in the future. But yeah, this is the first of many. Sewell was not. Sewell went 4th to the Falcons in this dream world. So what do you guys rate this? Be honest. B, B plus, B minus, A minus, C minus, C, C plus, D plus. I mean, if you say it's bad, you guys partake in this too. But no hurt feelings. It's my first ever mock draft, and quite frankly, I had a lot of fun doing this. So what are you guys' thoughts on the whole thing overall? Oops. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button. We're at 65 likes. Let's get that to 75 plus. I'd really appreciate it. Appreciate all the support, guys. B plus is John Lee. B plus. I take Pitts over Chase due to his versatility, due to his monster. B plus. A. Be honest. Is there some C's? Some C minuses? You guys don't have to sugarcoat things. I mean, come on now. You can be honest with me. You weren't a fan of this? How was Pitts a C, man? You're telling me, man. Hey, I mean, there was a lot of people that didn't like my pick either. I'm just gonna put my my picks in the comment section so people know. Sorry about that. What was your favorite pick and your least favorite pick? Give me that. F, I didn't get a kicker. Man, didn't let me get a kick. B plus, Pitts or Chase, can't go wrong. For me, it's Sewell, Chase, Pitts. For me, it's Sewell, Pitts, Chase, but hey. Tomato, tomato. B plus. What was your least and favorite pick out of this? And do you want me to do this again before the draft? At least one more time, because I can. Let me know your favorite and least favorite picks. Sorry, like I said, I'm just typing these picks in so I can pin it as a comment for the video. Kyle Pitts and Florida. Cosme, offensive tackle. Texas, Reed Humphrey, center, Oklahoma. Baron Browning, backer. State, Spencer Browning. No, just Spencer Brown. Missing someone. No, I'm not. And then Iowa, Darius Stills, tackle. Michigan, the Daryl, or no. Florida. All right, here it is. All right. Well, 71 likes. You guys destroyed it. Really appreciate the support. I'm going to read these last comments. I'm going to head up out of here. We've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I'm going to head up out of here. Let me read these last comments. Said do it again for sure. Chase over Pitts any day. Back to you. James says, love how you listen to chat. You're a big supporter of me. Hey, man, that's what we do at DCTV. Appreciate you joining in and chatting. I know some people are kind of scared to get active in the comment section, but hey, man, that's what it's there for. I like the Humphrey pick. I like Samuel. Pitts is at 5. Game-changing teams will have to play us different because who's guarding him. I agree with you, Chase. Pitts, man, at 4'6" at 240 pounds. Yep. I like Baron Bowling. Man, I haven't been decided about a team since Ocho and Tio. Yo, it's Clips. I changed my name, match my Discord. Yes, Liam, I'm starting to remember you. It's going to be a while because Clips is an OG name, but I'll try to get used to Liam. Pascal said the free agent market allowed us to go best player at 5 or trade down. I mean, if I would have gone Panay still, even with the moves we made, if he would play guard. If he wouldn't play guard, then I'd go Pitts or Chase. But with that being said, guys, I gotta do some homework, some studying tonight for classes tomorrow. If it wasn't for that, I'd stay on longer, but I gotta get that done. So I appreciate all the support, guys. All the likes, the subscribes, people who joined the Discord, follows my Twitter. I mean, you guys are the reason I'm doing this. You guys are a lot of fun. So I hope you guys had just as much fun as I did this. I learned a lot because, like I said, this is really my first mock draft ever I've kind of ever done. I've taken seriously. I've played around with them in the past before, but I've really never seriously hopped on and taken hours to do a mock draft. So it was fun. It was especially fun to do with you guys. You didn't pick Panay. Panay was picked before we were able to get him. Panay was picked at 4th. We had to pick at 5. So I hope you guys had have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Get ready for Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week. I know I won't be uploading tomorrow unless breaking news happens, and it'll just be a phone video. I'm at campus all day at Xavier University tomorrow. So I really don't have time to stream. Maybe a late one, But I'll probably be looking forward to Thursday. Unless any breaking news happens, hit that notification bell. Stay up to date on everything. I appreciate every single one of you for showing support and love. But other than that, I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Take care. Stay positive. Stay you. Stay true. And as always, Hoo Day, baby.